The Cottonwood County Citizen proudly presents Athlete of the Week. Brought to you this week by Westbrook Ag Power Incorporated, your local employee-owned New Holland dealer. For all your parts, sales, and service needs, visit Westbrook Ag Power Incorporated, just off Highway 30 in Westbrook. And I'm joined right now by Westbrook Walnut Grove senior Abby Herding. Congratulations, Abby, on being this week's Athlete of the Week.
Thanks.
Let's go back to Tuesday's meet against Tracy Milroy Ballatin. And actually, before that, we go back to last Friday because you guys played in Windham. You had a little bit of a tough round and broke a pretty remarkable streak. Unfortunately for you, it broke a pretty remarkable streak. You'd been the medalist every meet in the regular season last year. How did that meet last Friday affect your mindset going into Tuesday's meet?
Well, I had heard a couple of remarks, and this was kind of like a tough blow to my season. And it kind of just gave me like the urge to want to go out and just post a low score. I was sick of hearing like, oh, how are you going to recover from this? You just like had the worst round like you've had in a long time. So it was really like motivation to do well in my next meet. So when I posted the 34 on Tuesday, it was just kind of like a response to all those people.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really good to post that, and it was like a good confidence boost for me for the rest of the season.
And as far as the round on Tuesday, you go out and shoot a 34. Par at your course for the women is 38, so 4 under par. That's a pretty impressive number to put up, regardless of what the final score is. Tell me a little bit about your round.
Well, I knew I had to come out and post something after the round on Friday, but going into the first hole, I made a really long putt to save, birdie for women, but actually par for men. And after that first hole, it was just kind of a confidence in my putting stroke that I really didn't have earlier this season. And after that, the putts just started to roll in, and you've never really realized how much your putting can control your score of a round. And I really realized that on Tuesday, that if I just start making some of these longer putts, and even like some putts, just like confidence putts to make par, my putting is something that if it keeps improving, I could post some of those scores more often.
Mm-hmm. And you had to hit a couple of birdies along the way. What holes did you birdie out there?
If we're talking ladies par, I birdied number 1. I shot a 4. Our par 5 on number 4, I got a 4. I birdied number 5 and 6, so I had a good stretch of birdies 3 in a row. Unfortunately, I bogeyed one hole coming in, but seeing that I was 3 under, I was pretty happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Then you followed that up on Thursday. You guys went to Slayton, which is a tough course. It's deceptively difficult because the terrain is a little bit different than really anything you guys play around here with the hills and with the creek and putting up a 41 on that course is a pretty solid round for you.
Especially with the conditions yesterday, we had a lot of holes that you're going uphill right into the wind, so judging your club selection was very difficult. But after all, going from 34 to 41, I wasn't all pleased with that, but considering the conditions yesterday, I was okay with that score.
One area for you guys this year is every team that you play knows the kind of round that you're capable of putting up. But the progress that your teammates have made this year, a 205 at Slayton would be a score that would be almost unheard of for your girls team in the relatively recent past. That shows that your teammates have come a long way as well.
Yes, I've been really proud of them. Each meet, everyone is trying to compete against each other to get the low score. So I've been very proud that they're not really just pleased with higher scores. they're always expecting lower scores to come. And with those expectations comes those low rounds. And we were able to, even on Tuesday, set a school record with 183, which we were very proud of too.
And you guys have always been a team that's played really well on your home course. Today you head to Sanborn, a little bit different challenge, a longer course, a little bit tougher greens to read. And it's a 4-team meet today. You get to see a couple of teams that you don't normally see. I think Sleepy Eye and Wabasso are also there, and it's going to be a good test for your girls.
Especially last year, we're coming off the Red Rock Conference win, and we just opened our eyes up to see every course is not as easy as our home course. We're just having to adjust to different things that we're seeing when we get to experience all these new courses. And we have some up and downs, but I think that our girls are adjusting really well to these different looks at golf courses.
And Sanborn's a tough course because of all the water.
Yes, it is very difficult. Our coach actually, yesterday when we went to Slayton, he had a big bucket of balls out for us, and he's like, Slayton is one of the courses that eats up many of your balls, so take as many as you can. But I think some of the girls are just getting so used to having to play with water all the time that we're not seeing so many balls go in the water lately.
And of course, come tournament time, then you throw Wyndham into the mix, and Wyndham's been putting scores up in the 185 to 190 range pretty consistently.
Yeah, they're definitely one of our section rivals this year. We haven't seen a spread in scores often, with the teams that we've been playing in the Red Rock Conference. But when we did travel to Wyndham last Friday, we definitely saw areas of our game that needed to improve and able to compete with Wyndham when it comes to tournament time.
I've got 10 questions to ask you to help people get to know you a little bit better.
I don't really have a pregame meal that is a specific food because unlike many other sports, we're allowed to eat during the round. But I would definitely say I pack a lot of granola bars. Over the last year and a half, I've gave up pop, so I would definitely have to say cold water. I'm definitely into the older movies like Grease, Dirty Dancing, The Parent Trap, and my favorite TV shows are Criminal Minds and Pretty Little Liars. I'd have to say 7 Years by Lucas Graham. I'd have to say the state tournament my sophomore year. That was my first time that I had placed in the top 8, which earns you a medal. Now my expectations have really grown for myself entering the state tournament, so I expect every year to go up and place in the top 8 for a medal. I would definitely have to say Wyndham. We don't experience them or see them a lot during the season, but when it comes tournament time, they always post a low score. Marshall Country Club.
Any particular reason?
I've always had really good success there, so I would just have to say that's one. And now this year we're not able to play there, which is kind of a bummer. I would have to say a leader, competitive, and maybe goal-oriented.
Obviously, golf is probably the big one.
Golf is a majority of my life, summer, off-season, during the season, but I love to hang out with friends and just be outside. I'll be attending the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in the fall and majoring in biology.
And they have a little bit closer to year-round golf down there, so I imagine that the golf clubs will be coming with.
Yes, they will.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Brought to you this week by Westbrook Ag Power Incorporated, your local employee-owned New Holland dealer. For all your parts, sales, and service needs, visit Westbrook Ag Power Incorporated, just off Highway 30 in Westbrook.